Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another couch review with the Evil Clones here. This week we are reviewing a very grim addition to the superhero canon, and that is Logan, which is supposed to be the last movie with Hugh Jackman playing the character. Also, the last movie with Patrick Stewart playing Professor X.
Yeah.
And we're still not even sure if they're going to do a follow-up to X-Men Apocalypse. I kind of hope they do, even if I thought it wasn't as good as the others. But
yeah, I kind of hope don't, because then we have a nice set of trilogies going on.
Yeah.
And another one kind of breaks that. But
yeah, that's pretty good. You got 3 modern X-Men movies. You got 3 X-Men movies set in the past, and then you got 3 Wolverine movies, which is almost one of each.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah. It leaves a Deadpool who might wind up getting his own trilogy.
Yeah.
The way things are going.
Who the hell knows?
Yeah, speaking of which, the movie started with a little Deadpool teaser short.
Yeah, I didn't know that was going to be in there.
Yeah, so I was glad that it's like, wow, we're like first to see it. I mean, like not really the first, but I know. Like I mentioned, we know news that this is going to be in there, and now I'm going to be reading all about it in the morning.
Yep.
Pretty simple, just like one gag of him trying to change in the phone booth and finding out it's not a good way to go about it.
Yeah, well, change the phone booth while somebody's in the middle of getting, held at gunpoint, and during which he strips down to his bare ass. Which means that when Ryan Reynolds has to do a shot like that where Deadpool's naked, it means he has to get all that shit, all that burn, cancer shit all over his body. So that he can do those kinds of shots. Yeah, if you're just playing Deadpool, like just with the mask off, he just has to do the face.
Yeah.
That, gets people excited for Deadpool again and remind everybody, hey, remember how much you enjoyed the first movie? Well, we're going to do more of it. And of course, it's attached to Wolverine movie. All Wolverine movies should have had Deadpool shorts attached to them.
Yeah.
Really. Yeah.
Totally. I don't really have a lot to say about Logan except that it's pretty much as great as I hoped it would be.
Yeah.
From the previews, that it was this very, very grim, very emotionally devastating, very character-driven, almost high-tech, old-fashioned Western.
Yeah.
Because they very lampshaded this by showing clips from Shane, and they were talking about how he saw this when he was a kid, and it shows itself to be very much that kind of story. Although we've never seen Shane. Yeah. Which is a little weird. We've seen a lot of classic westerns, but somehow we never get around to that one.
Yeah. Maybe someday.
Yeah.
I know kind of generally what it's about, but I can see how the themes in that movie reflect the ones in here. Yeah. So the premise of the movie is that it's set in 2029. Yeah. So sort of a little later than Days of Future Past, although it's hard to say if this is actually supposed to be. So this comes after the optimistic, Sentinel-free future we were left with at the end of Days of Future Past. I kind of hope not. Yeah. I hope this is just another separate branch, because I don't want that happy ending to lead to this shit.
Yeah. This is almost like a branch that could have gone off from X-Men 2. Forgetting about like X-Men 3 and all that other stuff.
Yeah. Which apparently X-Men 3 is just not a canon now, because Xavier's in this movie. They still haven't explained how he's alive again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he showed up in Days of Future Past, no explanation. And I can understand how that's irksome for a lot of people, including fans, because they can do something crazy and weird in one X-Men movie, and then in the next one they can just decide that it didn't happen. Yeah. And that includes Caliban is in this movie too. Yeah. Played by a completely different guy with a completely different personality. Like, it's not like he showed up in an X-Men movie a while ago and they forgot. He showed up in the last one.
Yes.
They were working on that one while they were working on this one. Huh. I'm like, hey, we want Caliban. Like, we just used him. Yeah, and if you really close your eyes, you can believe, and maybe it's the same guy if he, gained a little weight and picked up a British accent somewhere.
And got just taller.
Yeah, and just kind of lightened up a bit.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's,
it's like a creep.
The all the mutants they picked, that it's this guy who appears in 2 consecutive movies as different guys. One of the things about the various futures where like the X-Men have been wiped out, there are so many of them. Yeah. In almost every single one of them, Xavier is like the first to die. Yeah. It's like him dying that sends everything going into a tailspin. I think he's currently dead in the comics after the events of Avengers versus X-Men.
Uh-huh.
But it's I think one of the reasons why he's killed off first rather than like last is because then we wind up with this a depressing thing where he's this a senile old,
broken old fuddy-duddy.
Yeah, who swears all the time and is just kind of a shell of his former self.
Yeah, and it's funny because this is weirdly similar to to Patrick Stewart's other major role, where he played a future version of himself who's kind of old and broken down and suffering from a brain disease that's eating up his head, and we see how that affects him. And then of course is playing Captain Picard in the future portions of All Good Things.
Yeah.
Right. By the way, that was we're running on numbers here. On that show, that was like 25 years ahead of the regular present, and it's almost been 25 years since that show ended.
Yeah. Wow.
So if they wanted to, they shouldn't. But if they wanted to, they could get the whole cast back together and just shoot those future scenes.
Yes.
Xavier mentions that he's 90.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think if it's 2029, that means he was born in 1939. I'm still working on my video where I figure out how old everybody is in these movies. But I think that checks out more or less with what I had before. If that's the case. First Class was set in 1962, which means he was 23.
Okay.
That's actually younger than I thought he was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I figured he was a fair bit younger than Magneto. He definitely has the stink of youth on him in this movie.
Yeah.
Now he's, like Magneto would be, Magneto's already older than him. How old would he be if he showed up in this movie?
Yeah, he'd be like 100.
Yeah. I suppose, it's good that it's just the two of them that makes it a little closer. If there's another old guy that Wolverine's dragging around, it would be a little crowded.
The adamantium is poisoning him and it's taxing his healing factor. They didn't dwell on that too much because I think that in past movies they made his healing factor just totally takes care of everything.
Yeah, it makes him invincible, which it does in the comics.
Yeah, there's stuff in the comics where like when he's fighting on Nitro and he gets like blown down almost to a skeleton. And he just regenerates from that.
Yeah.
So now in this very grim future, it's slowly killing him, and he's definitely lost a step. And he's already very old, but now it's like he's not immortal after all.
We see it in an early fight scene at the beginning of the movie, and by the way, we get our rated R Wolverine movie that everybody wanted. So he's cutting guys up all over the place.
Yeah.
There's probably at least a dozen guys that he kills by, claw to the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so one scene he has to fight some guys, and one of his claws is gimpy.
Yes.
It won't come out all the way, and he's kind of falling over a lot more.
Yeah.
He still kills all the guys, but it takes longer, and they score a lot more hits on him. He's looking more like Deadpool actually when we see him in shirtless scenes. So a lot of his wounds aren't healing all the way like they used to.
Yeah.
I do like a scene where he's like kind of squeezing the bullets out of his body.
Yeah.
Which I guess they used to do that by themselves, and now he has to kind of focus it.
How great was Laura?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's kind of the main attraction here.
Well, almost more so than Hugh and Patrick taking their swan songs in these roles.
Yeah.
But the big action thing where we saw her in the preview when there's two little baby claws snake out of her fist, and she goes to town with the flips and the kicks and stuff.
Yeah.
And I really liked Xavier's little National Geographic explanation.
Which
for the toe claws,
which is from the comics. Like whoever, I can't remember who came up with the character for the cartoon.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much the exact explanation he came up with for why she has two claws in her fist and one in each toe, or one in each foot.
None of us have ever seen what her foot looks like without the boot on.
Yeah, I seen it on the message board, and somebody posted a picture. It comes out between the big toe and the next one, right there. Yeah. So that was great. And it reminded me a lot of when we were playing Marvel Avengers Alliance, when they introduced her into the game, and she's got a lot of good moves, and she's very good. She does flips and stuff and cartwheels to carve up guys. And what is the move that Chun-Li does, where she spins around upside down?
Yeah,
she does that to carve guys up. So that's pretty good. It's really good stuff. A lot of good carnage coming out of this girl, and a really good. What is her name? Daphne something.
Daphne Keane.
Yeah, Daphne Keane is the little young actress they got to play little Laura, and she's she has to do a lot of the movie without talking at all. A lot of it is just done with the eyes.
Yeah,
she had a very good look to her.
Yeah,
and then with her body.
And then spoiler, you got to do the rest of the movie in Spanish and in kind of broken English. So it's like I presume that she is mainly speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
But I do find it kind of annoying that Wolverine doesn't speak Spanish.
I noticed that, yeah.
It's like, all the everything he's done, everywhere he's been.
Yeah, in the comics he speaks a whole bunch of languages because he's so old and he's been all over the place.
Yeah, but here...
He definitely speaks Japanese in the comics.
It just kind of makes him seem like more of a hick.
Yeah.
And that's not really...
Wolverine's not a hick.
It's not really Wolverine, no.
Yeah.
Let's talk about hicks. Let's talk about Mr. Donald Pierce with the robot hand.
Yeah, our main villain here. I don't remember the comics. I know that what I saw of him on the cartoon, he did time with the Hellfire Club. Yeah. He's definitely not a mutant. He's a friggin' cyborg.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't, it's kind of hard to be both of those things unless you're like Cable.
Yeah.
But he's got the robot arm. So he gets some good stuff out of that. And as for the guy, Boyd Holbrook is the actor that got to play Pierce. He's the face of evil in this movie.
I'm guessing he's using an exaggerated accent.
He's actually from Kentucky. He kept reminding me of Draco Malfoy, just with his appearance. He just reminded me a lot of Tom Felton, who's over on The Flash now. Yeah. Especially once Tom grew his beard out. But he doesn't sound like him.
Nope. In the movie, he just has the one robot hand. In the comics, it's quite a bit more, and he does kind of lead the Reavers in the comics as well.
Yeah.
Another person who's on the Reavers in the comics is Lady Deathstrike, who appeared over in X-Men 2, except it wasn't really Deathstrike, it was just kind of another Wolverine copy with no personality.
Speaking of Wolverine copies, we'll get to that.
Back on that, I actually found kind of annoying because Lady Deathstrike actually has a legitimate reason to want to kill Wolverine and doesn't need no mind control serum.
Yeah.
That, if think a woman who from Wolverine's past has got some cybernetic upgrades in order to fight him, that could work.
Yeah.
Instead, they, made her this largely mute henchwoman.
Yeah.
But let's get back to Logan.
Largely mute, kind of like someone in this movie, who also, has claws. And wouldn't that be quite a fight? Deathstrike from X2 versus Laura.
Yeah, I'm not sure who I would bank on in that.
Yeah. So speaking of Wolverine copies, when we get into when the movie really gets really dark about midway through, they're hanging out with Eric LaSalle and his family. Yeah. Well, we haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah. And as soon as they showed up, it's like, okay, I'm having trouble imagining a version of this movie where they don't die horribly. Yeah. And of course, that's what happens.
Yeah. So then we get it sneaks up on you, and then when it starts happening, you're not like, is this a dream or a flashback or something? What's going on? No, this is all happening right now. Wolverine, which turns out to be a Wolverine clone, is murdering everybody, including Charles. Yeah. He kills Charles. Yes. Yeah. Charles, 90 years old, is killed by a Wolverine clone. And this is like that's their big, kind of boss battle. Is Wolverine has to fight this clone of himself. Yeah, he's a younger version. He's Wolverine in his prime, complete with the adamantium claws and everything.
Yeah, this is kind of like what they were always trying to turn Wolverine into through the Weapon X program.
Yeah, and I got it. And as far as his look, I wonder if they were deliberately trying to make him look a little like Sabretooth from X-Men Origins. Right. With he's kind of got his hair straight on the top, and he's kind of got a similar, werewolf beard along the sides. Yeah. They look kind of similar to me. I don't know if that was intentional because, as far as I can tell, they're trying to make us forget all about X-Men Origins altogether. Interestingly, one of the things they haven't done over yet, and that I guess they are not going to now, since there's not going to be any more Wolverine movies, is they haven't redone Sabretooth. Yeah. They brought him back for that movie, and we haven't seen him since. They haven't recast him or anything.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll squeeze him into the next X-Men movie that they're still hoping to make.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did work with Mr. Sinister on the Marauders, didn't he? Yeah. It's hard to imagine a movie with Sabretooth but not Wolverine. Yeah. I mean, we just got a movie that has Joker and Batman in it where they never really interact. Yeah. It would be sort of like that, except imagine if Batman wasn't even in that movie at all.
Yeah. As soon as in the surveillance footage when she mentioned X-24, started thinking like, is it a Wolverine clone? Because that would make sense at this point.
Yeah.
This thing without a soul or whatever.
Yeah.
And plus we got them Richard E. Grant in here as our sort of head villain.
I thought I was surprised they didn't just have him be Mr. Sinister.
Yeah, he's a little. They try to tie him back into
the Next program version. It's like, hey, yeah, I remember you from the Next program. He's like, yeah, that was my dad or whatever it was.
Okay, that has shit to do with what I care about.
Now, as far as like what happened to all the other X-Men and what happened to all the rest of the mutants, now the timeline is screwed up. This is the reason why I think this is just still a separate branch.
Yeah. They
said Wolverine drops the number that there hasn't been any new mutants for 25 years. I mean, this is 2029. So that means there has been any new mutants since 2004, which I thought was when like the first couple of movies happened.
Yeah.
So there, yeah, see what I'm saying? So like Days of Future Past shouldn't have even been able to happen.
Yeah.
There were a few 25-year-old mutants in that movie. So I do this all the time. Just forget the other movies, like we're just gonna tell the story we want to tell here. I don't know, maybe they could have shrunk it down to 15 or something, and then still been consistent. But anyway, like whenever they try to explain real quick what's going on, like something about how they were poisoning the corn syrup or something, which kept mutants from developing. Whenever they talk about that, I just kind of zoned out.
Yeah.
They go through it really quick because it's not all that important to, I don't know, the emotional core of the movie. Yeah. But still, you know, and also what happened to their X-Men, something about the Westchester incident. Westchester is where the mansion is.
Something about
I guess
Henry had one of his seizures that paralyzed everybody, and then they don't really explain the rest. I guess they all died somehow.
And like the X-Men died in there, I guess.
Yeah.
He accidentally killed the X-Men, which I guess is one thing that would certainly break him.
Yeah.
If he accidentally killed the X-Men with his powers.
Yeah, after bringing them all together like that. And of course we have, confirming this is the last one, we have Wolverine finally dies. The way they nerfed his powers made it easier to kill him off in a convincing way, but it also allowed him to have a death scene.
Yeah.
And then we got there's a bunch of new mutants in there, only a couple of whom are identified. I know that one of them is Richter, because he's Mexican.
Yeah.
And he's got the earthquake powers.
Hey, yeah.
But yeah, other than that, and there was a nice touch of her lifting the cross up, turning it halfway, so...
It's next.
Like, yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. And also, by the way, as soon as they introduce another thing, weird continuity, is the adamantium bullet. Now, that first Wolverine solo movie had adamantium bullets in it too, and those worked a little different. Yeah. So I wonder if that qualifies as another thing from that movie that they're doing over.
Yeah.
But as soon as they introduced, they brought in the bullet, and they also brought in the Wolverine clone. And I figured out pretty early, like, I think they're going to kill the Wolverine clone with the adamantium bullet.
Yeah, it's going to be how they do it.
Okay, and apparently in this movie, when you shoot an adamantium bullet at an adamantium skull, it blows it open.
Yeah.
It doesn't erase his memory.
Yeah.
It just, he dies.
Yeah.
Just boom. Should that happen? I don't know. It just does.
Works for me.
Fine. It's fine. Another thing in continuity is it now says James Howlett on his ID, which is his real name.
Yeah.
His real name he had when he was, before he lost his memory. So I guess he figured out what his real name was.
Yeah, so he figured out his real name.
And
I doubt that he got his mememories back because the movie doesn't really get into that.
Yeah, it seemed like it's something they would get into, but I guess he somehow found out his real name, tracked down whoever he used to be, wherever he used to live. Yeah. And then he's like, okay, I'll just take this into my retirement with me. Yeah. I'm not Wolverine or Logan anymore. I'm just going to be Jim Howlett.
They don't even really explain it. It's like, wait, I thought his name was Logan for people who just got here and maybe skipped the X-Men Origins Wolverine movie. It's like,
do skip the X-Men Origins Wolverine movie if you haven't already. All the other movies do, pretty much.
It's actually a movie without a lot of exposition.
Yeah.
Now to think about it.
Yeah. And what exposition they do get through, they try to get through really quick.
Yeah. And because this is going to be the last X-Men movie, or be something of a final word on the X-Men and these characters in particular, then let's not dwell on the particulars too much. Mm-hmm. So that was a good move.
It was also a good move to make it rated R and just show us a couple really genuine Wolverine Berserker rages. Yeah. We had one in X-Men Apocalypse that was pretty good. Yeah. And now in his solo movie, let's go full on R-rated. Yeah. Which this movie absolutely does, all over the place. But yeah, we managed to talk for a while about that, and still I feel like we didn't have a lot to say about it.
Yeah.
But it is a really good movie. It's really affecting. It's really well made, really well acted, and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely see Wolverine, and maybe don't bring the kids because it's not that kind of movie. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Peace.